On your feet! Get them going!
I never add myself. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Cross Examinations Live. I'm your host, Mike S. Miller. We'll be talking about Bible stuff once again today. My freaking tongue hurts. I haven't been doing any talking, so it's like, talking hurts. I wonder if I have one of those, once in a while, once in a blue moon, you get one of those, like one of your taste buds, like one of your taste buds goes bad and like gets super sensitive. That's what it feels like, but it's like right next, it's on the side of my tongue, like right every time I talk, it hits my tooth. Did you eat a lot of pineapple? I had some pineapple last week, not the last couple days. This is going to be annoying. No, not a canker sore. Canker sore is like on your lip or something. On your tongue, once in a while, one of your taste buds will and this hasn't happened for a while, but one of them will just I don't know what it is. It's not an infection or something, but one of your taste buds just goes wacky and gets super duper sensitive and painful. And this will be an interesting episode. Oh, I was doing better not talking. I've had them usually caused by eating something acidic. I mean, what's the lag time though? Because I haven't had pineapple. I had some a few days ago, but it wasn't. I used to get those when I was little from eating tomatoes. Yeah, tomatoes are the devil's fruit, so I can understand that. Pineapples are great. Yeah, the thing about pineapples is it's the one thing where when you eat it, it's digesting you. Is it amylase or something? There's a chemical in pineapple. You can actually use it to tenderize tough meat. Pineapple juice. You can put pineapple meat in pineapple juice, and it will tenderize it because the enzyme is literally digesting your meat. So when you eat pineapple, that tingling sensation on your tongue and in your mouth, that's the pineapple eating you back. I use vitamin K for canker sores. I use vitamin K to deliver the calcium into my bloodstream where it belongs. Hail, hit the like button, guys. Thank you, Wrangler. And let's say hi to everybody. Wrangler, John Mintz, Tina, Amy, Arlene. Scrolling up. John, you were here first. I saw that. Uh-oh. A yawn. I got up relatively decent hour today at 10, and I started working on finishing up the Punisher from last night because I didn't actually, you know what I did? I was looking over some of my old videos on YouTube. I was looking for a particular moment in time that I cannot find, but I stumbled on an episode where Eden and Elijah took over my stream because I was about to end the stream, and Eden says, I'll take over. And so I'm like, go ahead. And I just walked out, and Eden and Elijah started answering the chat. And this is like, what year was this? You guys want to see it? No, that's not it. Yeah, and then they started playing. I'm going to share this. Then they started playing Minecraft, of all things. Look how young. So this was 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Almost exactly, because it was, no, not exactly, but during the Democratic debate. So 5 years and a few months. Wait. No, that would have been 4 years. I don't understand YouTube's thing. If it was 4 years and change. Wait, July 30th, 2019. I guess I would push it back. Oh, okay. All right, that's it.
Ow! What the heck?
Oh no, there's a funny here. There's a hilarious moment in here, and I started watching this because it's just so
Do
cute
you
watching.
realize we love your father? We're like girls, and he's I don't know Drake. That makes sense. I know some girls who like Drake. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me.
Out of anime or The Office, do you feel like Mike should draw next? I think he should do a Jim and Pam thing.
This part.
Or not print because it doesn't go to cons anymore, but Jim and Pam.
Watch this.
That'd be cute.
This is so cute. Aw,
And
little
yes, I do
JoJo.
realize that people like him a lot because
Little
we were walking
JoJo
down the
comes
streets of San
in.
Francisco
So
and some random
cute.
guy was like, "Oh, Mike. Oh, hi, JoJo.
Watch.
Say hi." Here, now this is the JoJo show. Any questions for JoJo? JoJo! Oh my god! Just farted on my lap. Okay. Gosh, it smells so bad.
Any questions?
Oh man.
Yeah. Who's more gangsta?
You can hear people in the house laughing. I'm sure I'm on a 15-minute break. God bless you, Mike. Be up next. Oh, what's up, bud? All right. So, anyways, yeah. So I spent a little time watching that, just reminiscing. Both of those kids are married now. How weird is that? How weird is that? I wish I had kids now so they could fart in your lap, John. Is that what you want? Too cute. It's not easy being a sister some days. A big sister. Oh gosh, darn. Yeah. So I was doing that. I watched that, and then like I said, I needed to wrap up. Here's the funny thing. I was like, all right, I'm up early. I'm gonna set the StreamYard thing. So I went and I made my thumbnail for the StreamYard, and then I never uploaded it. I never uploaded it to to actually be ready and available. So then it's like 5 minutes before the thing, and I'm like, all right, I got to stop working on the Punishers. I put it aside, and I go to the StreamYard, and I'm like, oh, I haven't created the stream yet. So I had to go back in. Anyways, this is just what I've done so far today. So I did do my go sit outside in the sun and get energized bit, because the sun does not cause cancer. I will never accept that. God created the sun for us to enjoy. Well, no, not that. What the farting? Oh gosh, is Devil's Air here? Devil's Air. Devil's Air put this thing in the Discord about assisted Minecrafting. And then that's what I've been watching. That, and then there was a couple other ones after that. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. I mean, this is something that the Mustache Man used to do, right? The Mustache Man was big on the whole euthanasia thing, and now it's like all these countries that, have socialized the medicine, where the government has to pay all your medical bills. Suddenly, all these governments where the government has to pay your medical bills, now the government wants you to Minecraft yourself. Do you think do you remember when in COVID it was discovered that If you were in, this is I don't know, state to state, it was probably different. But in California, a hospital would get $44,000. Wait, was it 44 or just 4? I think it was $44,000 from the government if one of your patients was diagnosed with COVID. Suddenly, you could go in for a scraped knee. And you had COVID. Oddly, the flu completely disappeared. No one had the flu. All those people had COVID, you know. Incentivizing doctors at hospitals and hospital staff to push a treatment or a diagnosis has really bad consequences. Do you think that the state-funded doctors and nurses and medical staff in Canada and England and Belgium and all these countries that are euthanizing, that have state paid medicine, social, what's it called? My brain's farting. Socialized healthcare. Do you think because it'll cost tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to take care of someone who's mentally ill or physically ill and going to need treatment for the rest of their lives, do you think it's cheaper for the government to subsidize a doctor or a nurse or somebody who gets the affiliate link, gets the affiliate bonus? Let's just call it the $44,000 that California gave doctors for saying their patients had COVID. Do you think that might increase the likelihood of people wanting to nuke themselves? Because that's what they say. A lot of these people in this documentary, they're like, yeah, that's like almost the first thing the doctor asked me. Have you considered MAID? MAID, medically assisted. What does the I stand for? Induced death? Something? I can't remember what the MAID, but that's the acronym, MAID. And I think death is a medically assisted something death. Induced would make sense. But if you're like, this is a business decision here. This thing will cost me over time hundreds of thousands of dollars. Or I could incentivize a doctor to have this thing removed from the system at a cost of about $5 plus whatever the incentivized payment is. Why else are doctors? The Hippocratic Oath is do no harm. We're supposed to stop people from dying in the medical field. I believe that was the idea of medicine. But so then how then can a doctor or a nurse, how can their first instinct being, have you thought about offing yourself? Or have you thought about having me off you? Which is like, it's paying an assassin, right? Medical assistance in dying. Is that what it is? I like mine better. Death pays, right? It's Ben says girl craziness is happening to my feed. I'll have to check this later in the replay. That's not. By the way, Aisha Comics will have Von Klaus Rise Again Comics on live tonight at 6:30 p.m. Not a fan of Von. I think he's a bit of a you know what? I'll not say anything at all. Don't. Not a fan. Speaking of the vax, I heard on large percentage of people with diabetes died. I heard on large and I heard a large percentage of people with diabetes died. Almost looks like they were a targeted group of people. Very suspicious, anyways. Well, probably because that large group of people with diabetes were already obese, and if you had, with the vax, not with the, I wonder. That seems like something to look up and see what the correlation of what the vax did, what the spike proteins did, the microclotting, and diabetes, what medications the diabetics were on. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That might be something to look into. Mutually assured ICBM destruction. What? What is that? Canadians using MAID because they are fat or poor. No lie. Look it up. I know. I just watched the thing. Wrangler says, my personal opinion, COVID was just the common cold, taking credit for the flu's work. I got COVID. It was not a common cold. It was very weird. Like, so first of all, the biggest thing, like for the first week or so, absolute exhaustion. I mean, just wrecked levels of just so tired, so exhausted. I just wanted to stay in bed. But then it was like I had a different symptom every day for a while. It was like it was targeting different things, trying to find a weak point. I mean, I'm sure it's not that, but that's what it felt like to me, because it seemed like I had a different symptom every day. And then after I felt like I was getting better, suddenly I couldn't breathe. And that's when I went to the doctor. That's when I went to the hospital. And that's when they're like, oh yeah, you have COVID. I'm like, yeah, I know I have COVID. And they gave me that crap. What was it called? I really wish I'd have known back then. But they gave me this stuff. And then like I was freaking in the urgent care and just I fell asleep after they gave it to me. And I woke up, I guess like an hour or two later, and I was drenched. Like literally, like I had been in the shower. My clothes, I had cold sweated so much that like my clothes were soaking wet. The blanket that was on top of me was soaking wet. That's not a cold. And then I had basically walking pneumonia after that. And that was the thing that terrified me. It was like I could deal with all the other all the other symptoms, and even the exhaustion. Not being able to breathe is frightening. It is. That will scare the crap out. I feel so bad for like my wife and anybody and everybody who has asthma, and you have to deal with that like regularly. Holy cow, that is terrifying. When you like and you can't get a full breath in, it's like, oh my gosh, that's scary. Boy howdy, is that thumbnail bait for some heavy? Actually, I was in a hurry. Actually, I wasn't in a hurry. I was just tired of trying to get the AI to make it right. COVID was real, but engineered and released by evil buttheads. Yeah, it was designed. It's got AIDS in it. It's literally got. It uses the HIV, like the backbone of the HIV virus, and they built up. It's insane. It's a freaking bioweapon paid for by freaking our government and released into the world by freaking those idiots over there. Well, we know they didn't give you ivermectin in the hospital. I know. I take ivermectin now. Hey, you know what's trippy? I was watching this thing. I was like a reel or something, and they were saying that like if you have pimples like here on the side and then down the back of your arms, it's caused by a parasite. And I'm like, that's what Micah has. Micah has these. He has pimples here and then on the back of his arm. So I gave Micah one ivermectin, and all of those pimples are dried up. Like they're still like little red dots, but they were like, whiteheads and stuff. So I'm gonna, and that was a couple of weeks ago, so we'll see if it like all clears up completely or if I have to give him another dose. But ivermectin is a parasite killer. So one dose of ivermectin is enough to, I don't know. I've been told, or I've seen stuff where it's actually use it to fight cancer, because cancer, I don't know if cancer is caused by parasites, but they sure as hell don't help. Parasites are very detrimental to your immune system. So I think, frankly, everybody should just pop an ivermectin every like once a month, just to keep clear, Tesseract says Genesis 12 is a pivotal moment in redemptive history where God's covenantal purposes for the world begin to unfold through Abraham, now being restored by God's chosen people, the Christian church. For God's covenantal purposes for the world begin to unfold through Abraham. Well, Abraham's not mentioned in Genesis 12, it's Moses. Now being restored by God's chosen people, the Christian church. Feel free to expound, because I'm not quite sure I wrap my head around what you mean. It was really laugh-worthy the other night. A dweeb on CNN said, the flu is back, and we had a few years break from it. Thank God they didn't ventilate you, Mike. They said only about 18% ever came off those ventilators. I wouldn't have. I knew about the ventilators, so I would not have gotten on a ventilator. It was designed. Yet another eugenics program. I know. Yeah, I'm yelling. I'm triggered. I know. COVID didn't teach me anything about viruses, but it taught me a lot about human behavior. Adam Carolla. It was something else. If you've ever read the Gulag Archipelago by Friedrich, is it Friedrich? Oh no, now I blank. Anyway, Solzhenitsyn. Was it Friedrich Solzhenitsyn? Can't talk with this thing on my tongue. Stolzhenitsyn. It's a very hard word. It's a very hard name to say. Solzhenitsyn. Anyways, if you've ever read the book and you read about how neighbors turned in neighbors and sent them to Gulag, daughters turned in mothers and sent them to Gulag, and you read that book as a part of history and you're like, how do you get to a point in a country where your family members are turning you in for for disloyalty to Stalin? And then we went through COVID and we watched it all happen in every Western country live on YouTube, because apparently it's extremely easy to get people so afraid, using fear tactics to control them like sheep, to get them to the point where they will turn in their own beloved family members to the government to be put into camps where they will disappear forever. Extraordinarily easy to do, apparently, it seems. It was a mind opener that we saw this happen so freaking easily. The people are so easily manipulated and controlled. Not all people. Not all of us. Not all of us. Oh my gosh. It shouldn't be surprised by it, Mike. It's mentioned in the Bible about people turning in on one another. Right. I know, but it's see, it's one thing when you think, oh gosh, it happened in Soviet Russia under Stalin, because of the fascism, the communism, the total control of media, the total brainwashing of the public, blah blah, and then it's like, oh wow, that's exactly what just happened here. This is, yeah, it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener. Devil's Earth says, I only started to wake up post-COVID once I started to follow more independent news sources, and that's what it is. So much of the population, primarily Democrats, now you'll notice, they get all their news from the same Mockingbird media that spews the exact same stuff, and because you get it from all these angles, but you're not searching independent voices for truth, you're completely being indoctrinated. That's why they think everything they think is true. That's why they think that Trump is Hitler. That's why they think all this nonsense. Meanwhile, those of us who have the, and I don't want to say they're stupid, they're just indoctrinated. My brother, I mean, he lives in Portland, so he's getting indoctrinated to this garbage. And it's like, who do you pick for a partner? And how do they it's so easy to just see how they fall into this stuff. It's like, but man, just seek sources that aren't brainwashed to get your information from. But that's fake news. That's fake news. No, that's misinformation. That's the 1984 colloquialism. That's fake speak or something. Have you seen what the Keir Starmer is doing in the UK? Starmer, luckily Reform UK is growing. No, I haven't been. Home cure for your tongue. Place an ice cube on the affected area or drink cold liquids from a straw. It does numb it a little bit. Use a soft bristle toothbrush to gently scrub itchy. It's not itchy. It just hurt. Yeah, it is inflamed though. Or bacteria that may be irritating your tongue. All right. News interview. Do you dare speak the truth? Nothing but the truth. Interviewer. No. News. You are hired. That's why criminals have more rights than law-abiding citizens do. Triggered again. Newspeak. Thank you, Dark Admiral March Hare. Thank you. It's Newspeak. Except it's not Newspeak. The Newspeak in 1984 is like the dumbing down of the language. Right? Like saying, like, what is a woman? Aspirin is anti-inflammatory. I have some acetaminophen and aspirin and caffeine right here. I can just crush one up and put. Oh, that would taste so bad. Not gonna happen. All my high school friends who got me into punk rock and question authority are now diehard Democrats and hassle me for questioning. Right, John? I was in that scene too. I was in the punk scene. I was not a punk rocker because I've told that story before, but I was a mod in the punk scene. And yeah, hello, question authority. What happened to questioning authority? And then you have the modern punkers that are saying, like, you can't be conservative and a punk rocker. First of all, you can't be a punk rocker and talk like that, you little fop. Wrong think. That's the right. Yeah. I am a progenitor of wrong think. Interesting thing, the thousands of lefties that truly believe Trump is a Nazi haven't fled in fear. What? Why are they still here? Well, Arlene, it's because they're all full of crap. And the ones that are fleeing went to too many Diddy parties. Schools happen to questioning authority. I know. It's true. You have to be careful what aspirin if you have ulcers, like internal ulcers. Yeah, aspirin and ulcers don't do well together. My mom's actually allergic to aspirin, but I think maybe it's because she already had ulcers. Amen to that. Thank you, Tina. I don't remember what I said 30 seconds ago, so I don't know. I'm so bad. Gosh darn. All right. What's the deal with chapter 11? Let's go to the Bible now. King James Bible. I have ranted about topics du jour long enough. Let us go, shall we, to Los Biblios. Present, share screen. To the King James Bible. Ta-da! Everyone. And we are in Exodus chapter 12 today. Yeah, good. More reading. This will make my tongue feel much better. Oh, my stars and garters. It's 51 verses. Edwin! Edwin, where are you? Please come read for me. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can find him on. Edwin. Where's Edwin? Oh, yeah. Rural gentleman. Rural gentleman. Our gentleman ruler. Fraggin' cragalack. Maybe I'll just do it myself. Let's see real quick if he's... no. Fine. I'll do it myself. Sorry, I thought you said Genesis 12, but you said Exodus. Never mind. Sorry. Oh, gotcha. I didn't call this Genesis. I did call it Genesis. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Let me edit. Shoot. All right. Save changes. Let's see. The stream must be scheduled in the future within 1 year. Please edit the start time. Okay, I can't change it through that. My bad. Apologies, everyone. It's Exodus chapter 12, not Genesis chapter 12. Wait, let me refresh this and see if it changed. The thumbnail's right. No, darn it. I done goofed it up. My bad. No need to apologize. That's right. My bad. Buddy Rabbit said, I didn't want to pile on over the title. LOL. The Angel of Death was enough for me to nitpick. Buddy. I do. I have the brain of a squirrel. I'm a great big dummy, everybody. Sorry. I don't know why you come here to listen to me ramble. There's much smarter people on the interwebs for you to... Why am I speaking a southern accent? I have no idea. What is it about speaking in a southern accent? Shall we? Pray for my tongue while I read through this for you. Me too, Mike. Me too. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. I wonder if that's when the Jewish Bible starts, or the Jewish calendar starts. You think that's when? Is this the moment when the Jewish calendar started? Or did they they already had the months and they just said, I don't know. I honestly don't. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. Every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers. Every a man for a house. So does that mean if they didn't live in the house, they all went to their father's house and then stayed in that house with one lamb under the father, with the father sacrificing the lamb? Oh my gosh. I love reading the Bible. I love reading the Bible and like discovering just little nuggets like that I've skipped over 100 times. Everyone has to go to the house of their father, and the father sacrifices the lamb for their salvation. Ah, man, that almost brought me to tears. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. I don't understand what that just said. Devil's there. You're skipping ahead. You're skipping ahead, buddy. All right, let's read his version. In his version, this is the Catholic Bible, I think. If the family is too small to eat the lamb, they should join with their neighbors based on the number of people. Figure the lamb according to how much each person can eat. Oh, okay. And if the household is too small for a lamb, then he and his nearest neighbor shall take according to... Yeah. Okay, all the same. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. He shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. That's interesting. It could be a sheep or a goat. A lamb of a sheep or a goat. There's probably a meaning there too. There's meaning in everything. There's an old Jewish idiom. The rabbis say that when Messiah comes, he will not just interpret the words and the letters. He will interpret the spaces between the letters. And ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. In the 10th day of the month, take the lamb. 4 days later, you kill the lamb. I wonder what that's about. Why did they gather into the house? They're there for 4 days before they kill the lamb. How does that correlate? How many days was it between the crucifixion and the triumphal entry? Does anybody know? Does anybody know how many days between triumphal entry and the crucifixion? Buddy Rabbit, look it up for me. Because, like I said, everything has meaning. Everything has meaning. And they shall take the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper door of the post houses wherein they shall eat. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof. And ye shall let nothing... I'm not even going to look that word up. That's it's just... And ye shall let nothing of it remain until morning. And that which remaineth of it until morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded. Buddy, is there not an exact number? Is there not an exact number of days? With your loins girded, with your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. John says, this makes me think that each of us are a sacrifice, that we do our best and use our labor to help our brothers and sisters. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. To me, this is the... I can't highlight. What the... Oops. Incoming. The token. What is a token? Let me ask in the chat. What is a token? Tesseract says, the blood saved whole households in Exodus. We see the blood of the Lamb saving whole households in the New Testament too. Yeah. You shall be saved, ye and your household. Oh, the blood on the doorstep. Yeah. Palm Sunday is the triumphal entry. He's crucified a day after Passover, Last Supper. Yeah, that's so Sunday to Friday. Last Supper was Thursday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's 4 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I can't say exactly because I don't know what time of days and you know how the calendar works in Judaism, sundown to sundown. But that seems, I don't know. That could be the point. But yeah, a token, nobody's answering me, so I'll just answer it myself. A token is a symbol of payment, right? Think of a token to get on a, well, we don't do this anymore, but to get on a bus car. Think of a token at an arcade. Is a token worth a quarter? No. Did the token cost a quarter? Yes. But the token is a symbol of the payment that was made to be used in the arcade, to get on the bus, whatever it is. The token isn't the payment. It's it symbolizes the payment. When he says, the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are, it is the symbol for the payment that comes. Was it 1,000 years later? 1,500 years? I don't know. When was it between Moses and Christ? I don't know how the date, but you know what I'm saying? It's a symbol of what Christ is doing. And he says it point blank all the way back there. It's not the payment. It's not the payment. It is a token. And this shall be unto you for a memorial, and it shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. And then it will be the Last Supper. Fast forward to the Last Supper. It is this meal wherein Christ says, I am the payment. Ooh, 1,500 years roughly. Thank you, Buddy Rabbit. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day shall ye put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th, that soul shall be karat, cut off from Israel. I think that's the word used for cut off. Now I'm trying to correlate the 7 days. 7 days from... I don't know. There's probably a correlation to something. I don't know. And in the first day, good morning, Micah. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation. And in the 7th day there shall be an holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat. that only may be done of you. So, yeah, that's interesting. If that's that's not an important topic. That's not a squirrel worth chasing. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even. Very specific. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your house. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. Oh gosh, I want to press into this and figure out what the symbology is. Buddy, if you have any idea, just spit it out. Wait, explain the counting. I am lost. Okay, so the 10th day, they come into the house. The 14th day, they sacrifice the lamb. 1 week later, 7 more days, is the 21st. 20 and 1. 1 and 20th. That's the 21st. That's the counting. Ye shall eat nothing leavened. It's funny, he says this twice. It must be very important. Ye shall eat nothing leavened. All your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread. Then Moses, leaven is the symbol for sin, for those of you who are unacquainted. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover. That's a very interesting way to say it.
Not really.
And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood.
Oh my gosh. Oh my.
Oh, there he's calling the lamb the Passover lamb, which is funny. This explains how litigious religion gets. Take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second.
Hey, is that on console?
Hyssop. John 19:29. A jar of sour wine was sitting there, so they soaked a sponge in it and put it on a hyssop, where they held it up to Jesus' lips. You shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel. I swear. Just finding these things. And strike the lintel and the 2 side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. It's all right there. It's in the Passover. It's all just reflects Christ's sacrifice. It's crazy. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians.
Yes, sir.
And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the 2 side posts, the Lord will pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you.
Yes.
And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. And it shall come to pass, when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you, according that he has promised, that he shall keep this service, that ye shall keep this service. And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? that ye shall say, It is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. And the people bowed the head and worshipped. And the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron. So did they. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, where there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not an house where there was not one dead. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night, and said, Rise up, and get you forth from among the people, my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds, as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people, that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, We be all dead men. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses. And they borrowed of the Egyptians, jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required. Why I have an alarm for 1 o'clock? Why do I have an alarm for 1 o'clock? Oh, I have a meeting. Shoot. And they spoiled the Egyptians. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men beside children. Okay, so it wasn't 5 million. I was getting that wrong. 600,000 men plus women and children. It's about 2 million people. A mixed multitude went up, multitude went up also with them. Who's the mixed multitude? I never noticed that before. Who's the mixed multitude? Do they mean mixed Jews and Egyptians mixed? Even very much cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt. For it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt and could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any victual. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day it came to pass, that all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. I got another question. Do we know exactly how many years it was between Malachi and Christ? Because I know it was around 400 years. I don't know. I just like when things balance. You know what I mean? Unleavened bread, Jeff? No, stop.
On your staircase.
It is a night to be much observed unto the Lord for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is the night of the Lord to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations. Hold on a second. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, This is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no greater eat thereof. There shall no stranger eat thereof. But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then he shall eat thereof. A foreigner and an hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth aught of the flesh abroad out of thy house. Neither shall ye break a bone thereof. You cannot break a bone of the Passover lamb. It's all about Christ. Gosh, dang it, man. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. About 400 years. Yeah, I know it was about 400 years. That's why I was wondering. Joey, it's my son. He came in and he's playing video games. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. That's a very interesting image. You have to be circumcised to be grafted, and then you are as one born in the land. How interesting. It's all very much like church language that kind of seems to be glossed over. Sorry, I don't have time for squirrels. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and another to the stranger that sojourneth among you. Thus did the children of Israel, as the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did. And it came to pass the selfsame day that the Lord did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Exodus chapter 12, which I will have to fix and change later. But anyways, I have a meeting, so I need to gather my thoughts. Thank you all for being here. Jeff says one small bite of lambus bread can fill a man's stomach for a day. Jeff, I hope your surgery goes well. We're all praying for you. There's a prayer request also for, where is it? I come to ask a request, at least for the religious folks. My work boss wife has died of a very aggressive cancer last weekend, so can you keep her in prayer? The husband, aka my boss, is now going through the grieving process, so keep them both. I don't know who this is for, but Lord, yeah, we lift that person up in prayer for grieving, for comfort, and for your presence to be with them. Pray all things work for good according to your purposes. In Jesus' name, amen. I don't know who it is, but God does. That was Ultimate Monkey or Devil's Air. It's from you, but is it from you specifically, or are you? I know you forwarded it. But it's for your boss, and okay, all right, amen to that. Need a prayer request channel on cross examinations. That's not a bad idea. All right, God bless you all. We'll see you on the next exciting episode of Cross Examinations. Love, peace. We'll see you in the Discord. Drop the link for the newbies if you want. Buddy says that Leviticus implied the mixed multitude included Egyptians and not just the Jews and their livestock. Egyptians who didn't want to stick around. Very interesting, isn't it? In it. God bless you guys. Have a great day.
Back in line, you dog! On your feet! Get them going!